I have the keys to a 2009 Porsche 911 Carrera S. This is the first year of the 997.2 generation, meaning it is the facelifted and upgraded version of the 997, which originally came out in 2005. This particular car has a lot of really cool options. It is an enthusiast spec car. First off, it has the 3.8 liter, I believe 385 flat six. It should have a lot of get up and go and should be just right around the nice amount of horsepower and torque for driving a back road. It's optioned with limited slip differential. It has sport passive suspension that lowers it a little bit, muffler delete so it should sound a little bit louder than stock. And it also has a really cool aftermarket upgrade, and that's a stock Porsche steering wheel that has the shift paddles instead of the buttons that came stock on these 2009 automatic transmission equipped Porsches. But this is not just a regular automatic torque converter transmission. It is the first year of the PDK dual clutch transmission. So 7 speeds, there are 2 clutches. The car will always have a gear pre-selected, so you have super fast upshifts and super fast rev match downshifts. Now I know we take PDK for granted nowadays, but back in 2009, this was a fairly novel thing. Porsche had just started doing it, and Volkswagen had only been doing it on their GTI for, I think, 3 or 4 years. The other thing to know about the 2009 and later 997s is that these flat sixes no longer have an intermediate shaft. And that means they no longer have an intermediate shaft bearing, which is one of the failure points on the early 997.1, as well as the 986 Boxster and the early 987 Caymans and Boxsters. So, very cool car, enthusiast spec. It has the suspension, the limited slip differential, the nice steering wheel, and PDK, of course, is a performance enhancer. So, let's take this thing for a mile drive, and I'll give you my impressions.
Be sure to log into your YouTube account, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Best of all, it's free to do so.
So it's funny, I immediately put my foot on the brake pedal to push down what I was thinking would be a clutch, and it's just not there. Obviously, the PDK car is an automatic, as I said, and you can shift with either the knob here or these paddles, which this is an aftermarket, yet it is Porsche OEM steering wheel. It was put on aftermarket, has these nice shift paddles, which unfortunately didn't come with the car stock. I believe I forgot to mention one of the coolest parts of this car is that it's Nordic Gold, which is an extremely rare color, and you just don't see it too often on anything. I believe it was a Cayenne launch color for one of the generations of the Cayenne. And I've seen it, I think, on one other car at Works Union Monterey a couple years ago, but other than that, you don't run across Nordic Gold cars too much. Immediately, being a 987 Cayman owner, this feels really similar to how my Cayman feels. However, it does have some options that my car doesn't have, such as the leather-covered dash, Sport Chrono, which, you know, that's what it is with this little clock right here. This is a cocoa brown interior, which looks a bit black at first, but once you take a good look at it or in certain light, and you can see that it's a dark brown. It's a very nice place to be. So here we go. I'm interested to see, having driven modern PDK several times, how this first generation PDK transmission operates. Yep, so you can definitely tell it's a little louder than stock with that muffler delete. Right now we have Sport, Sport Plus, and then the different shock settings. Now by getting the Sport Chrono package is how you got Sport Plus, and that sharpens the throttle a little bit. Right now I'm just going to leave it in the regular mode, and I'm also going to leave the transmission in automatic. Normally I might spend a little bit more time adjusting the mirrors and the steering wheel a little bit, but I'm pretty much feeling okay driving this as is how it is now. And I don't want to mess these settings up too much for the owner. So again, we're in Southern California for this review. Beautiful area in North County, San Diego. And yeah, this car feels very familiar, having owned and driven my Cayman for a few years now. So as I said, I'm leaving it in automatic mode. So left in automatic and not in the Sport or Sport Plus setting, PDK is pretty much like a regular automatic transmission from this generation. Get on a little bit, shifts really well. It's not quite as quick as the brand new PDK transmissions, but you know, that's a lot to do with the software programming, and I'm sure slightly different designs as PDK has evolved over the years, but it's still very fast and very respectable. Put it in the Sport and it downshifts a little bit. Yep, and it downshifts more quickly when you put your foot down to the pedal. The kick down happens. Very cool. Put it in the Sport Plus, which is available with PDK, and oh man, look at that. It's at 4,000 RPM, just tootling around. And it looks like it holds it all the way to redline when you're in Sport Plus. So I'm gonna put it in the Sport. This sounds great with that muffler delete, it really does. And now I'm gonna put it in the manual because why not? And because it's in Sport, the shocks are in Sport setting. I'm gonna turn the shocks back to normal just because it's a back road. I want that extra compliancy. Brake pedal is nice and firm, how I like it. Feels better than in my Cayman actually. Not sure if there's a different part number, but for some reason it does. Yeah, and third gear has a good amount of pull, but you can tell with the 3.8 liter from back in this era that it does not have that torque shove that the newer 3 liter 911s have. So I'm gonna shift down to second gear. I'm at 3,500 now, and it shifts pretty quickly. Yeah, so PDK doesn't shift quite as quickly as in when you click the paddle, it doesn't do its shift quite as quickly as in today's cars. Now I'm gonna turn it into Sport Plus mode, keep the shocks in normal setting. Yeah, not quite as quick as memory serves me. And it gives you a little bit of a kick in the back when you're in Sport Plus actually too, so the shift is a little bit firmer and harder. Really like this transmission. It holds up really well despite being a little bit older. You have downshift there, the rev matches are perfect. The steering is great. Want to say possibly a little bit better than the newest cars, and this is of course a hydraulic unit. So, you know, hydraulic Porsche power steering units are known for having a very nice steering feel, and this car is no exception. The ride is really good. There are really no jiggles in the car. It feels pretty tied down and well built still. I'm in fourth, shift to third, shift to second. Yeah, the shifts aren't quite as crisp as in a brand new 911 with PDK, but still respectable, still very fast, and still preferable to an automatic gearbox, even today's automatic gearboxes. Porsche got this programming right. Now here's the turnaround area. I'm gonna put it into automatic for that. Now I'm going to turn it into Sport, and I'm going to put the shocks into their firmer setting to see how that feels. I also think I'm going to put it back into manual mode because that's just how I want to drive this car. Sometimes it's easier just to use the, yeah, not quite as fast as a shift. It's a little more sluggish than today's cars. But again, great transmission. There's a reason Porsche stuck with it. Now I know I focus a lot on transmission, but this is a very solid car. You can feel the rear end weight bias in this car, especially compared to a GT3, which because the GT3 is stiffer, the car feels a little more neutral. And wow, we just had a coyote run across the road. That's crazy. Brakes are good. Yeah, slightly stiffer, but still not super stiff, very livable. This is a car that I could definitely see driving every day and still have a blast doing it and feel totally comfortable doing so. So as I was saying, because this car is on slightly softer suspension than a GT3, you can feel the movement of the car a little bit more, and so the rear engine-ness of it comes out a little more easily than in a GT3. You don't have to push it quite as hard to get that rear end into motion. Yeah, and I think having this steering wheel with shift paddles was the right way to go for a transmission like this. I never had an issue with the buttons. However, if you really want to feel like you're in a race car or a performance car, it's nice to have paddles because that's just sort of the default way to shift. I mean, I think I have paddles in my rental Kia right now. Not that they're really needed. But yeah, very, very nice car. The 3.8 liter likes to be revved out a little bit. It definitely doesn't have the torque, as I said, as those new turbo units. And it doesn't have the torque even of the 4 liter GT3 flat sixes. I just drove one of those for a 1 mile review about an hour ago, so I have a really nice point of comparison. But yeah, these cars are definitely like to be revved, and that's what, as an enthusiast, I like to do is keep a car like this in the upper rev ranges. Now, this was definitely more than a 1 mile review. I could have made my turnaround point there, but I didn't feel like I quite had enough time behind the wheel to do that. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this possibly extended a little bit review. Let's call it a 2.5 mile review this time. So I'm going to put it into automatic, take it out of Sport Plus. The shocks are in their softer normal setting. And again, push the throttle pedal if you need a pass. Really smooth and almost feels like an automatic transmission, which is a good thing for the daily commute and the daily grind. Yeah, I love the size of the steering wheel too. To me, it's the perfect size. I almost feel like I want to get this steering wheel for my Cayman. I wonder if that's an upgrade I could do. As you'll remember, Car Show is the first rating, so I'll start with that. It is a 997. It's a 997 Carrera S. You might see a lot of Carrera S's around. However, you're not going to see them in Nordic Gold all that often. You can't know whether this thing has a limited slip differential and all those cool performance options unless you talk to the owner or somebody who really knows this car. So that isn't going to help you at a car show. So this car, being a 997 Carrera S, being a fairly common 997 generation car, it's the paint job and this cocoa brown interior that are going to make this stand out at a car show. And it will stand out because of that. I'm going to give it an 8, mainly because, man, what a paint job. I would love to have, if you like orange, I think you'd like Nordic Gold. Daily driver. So if you had a commute, let's say from Temecula to Los Angeles or Temecula to San Diego, I'm not so sure you'd want to have a manual car. I could probably deal with it, but PDK, if this is going to be your daily driver, is the way to go. And it acts so much like a normal automatic transmission, yet performs so much better than a normal automatic transmission that it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You could daily drive this pretty much anywhere. The only thing I'd be worried about is chipping that paint and trying to find some touch-up. So I'm going to give this a fairly good daily driving score of, I'm going to say 7.5. Very good daily driver. For road trip, it'll be a bit better actually. Not a whole ton better, but I'll give it an 8. And that's because it's a very comfortable car. We have the regular seats, which will be great for road trips. Comfortable steering wheel. You can leave it in automatic mode and never have to worry about shifting. And you have plenty of room in the back seat area for maybe a small passenger, or put the seats down, a little bit more storage area. And of course the front can swallow a couple suitcases most likely. So good road trip car, give it an 8. So fun factor, really fun car. PDK in some ways takes the driving engagement down, doing the type of driving that I was just doing. However, on a back road, PDK will really allow you to focus on extracting every last bit of performance. It's not exactly my thing, but if I were to get a PDK car, a 997.2 Carrera S, I'd probably start to learn how to left foot brake a little bit, just to be sure that I'm doing something with my left foot, other than letting it rest on the dead pedal. So, fun factor in this car, I'm going to say I'm gonna say 8.5. This would be a great back road car, really good autocross car, a very good track car as well. 8.5, really solid 8.5 for fun factor. If you like this video, please smash the like button. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We'd really love if you subscribe to our channel, help us make that achievement. Until next time, see you at the next 1 Mile Review.